In Exodus chapter 3, Moses is just kind of hiding out in the desert because he's killed an Egyptian who was beating a slave. So he's on the run. He's a man on the run, and he has been for about 40 years. He's just been hiding out in the desert. He's just been waiting. He's just been kind of biding his time. And one day he runs, boom, into God. He's working as a shepherd, and he's out in the desert, and he sees this burning bush, this bush that is burning, but it's not being consumed by the fire. And he's a little curious about that, so he approaches it. God speaks to him through the fire. God uses the burning bush to introduce himself. And God tells Moses who he is. He's like, hey, I am who I am. And then he uses the burning bush to tell Moses who Moses is. You are the liberator. I've got a special plan for you. Moses is a little freaked out by the sheer holiness of it all. He just doesn't know what to think. And he's scared. Verse 6 says this. A feeling of dread and awe rushed over Moses. He hid his face because he was afraid he might catch a glimpse of the true God. He is afraid to encounter God at this point. He knows God is this fire, but he's afraid to see him. He's afraid to come face to face to God. Now, flash forward 30 chapters to Exodus chapter 33. In verse 18, Moses is praying, and he prays to God, show me your glory. I want to know you. I want to see you. I want to see you in all of your glory. I'm not afraid anymore. What changed? What changed where Moses was afraid to see God's glory and afraid to encounter him, to Moses is praying, show me the fullness of who you are. What changed is this. In verse 33, or chapter 33, verse 11, it says this. The Eternal spoke with Moses face to face, just as a friend speaks to another friend. So Moses' relationship with God went from fire to friend, all right? We need to encounter God as a consuming fire. We need to encounter the full holiness of him. But we need to take that from consuming fire to compassionate friend. We need God to be both. We need him to be a consuming fire in our life and to burn away anything that doesn't look like him. But we also need him to be a compassionate friend. And that's what happened with Moses. Moses went from God being a fire to a friend. And we need to experience the same thing. We need him to be both of those things in our life. Now, what does God look for in a friend? Does God look for, popularity? Does God look for somebody who can benefit him? Here's the thing with Moses. Here's what set Moses up to be a friend with God. First thing was this. Moses is totally humble. 40 years in the desert will do that to a guy. He is totally humble. Okay? He's also completely devoted to God. He is completely sold out. He is completely given his life over to God. He will do whatever God asks him to do. And that's what God looks for in a friend. Humbleness and devotion. So let God be your fire, but let him be your friend too. Be the kind of friend that God wants to hang out with. God bless you guys. Giddy up.